The last day we were talking about the King is coming, and praise God, He's coming for me. Today, I want just to say where He's going to take us some of these days. 4 thoughts I want to leave with you today. First of all, what Jesus said about heaven, what Paul said about heaven, and also what Peter said about heaven, and finally what John said about heaven in Revelation. When Jesus talked about heaven, he said, in my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you, I go to prepare a place for you, and if I go to prepare a place for you, I will come again and receive you unto myself. This thrills me as I sit in eventide of life. He's not going to send an angel or a cherubim. He says, I will come. He's going to come and take me home. What did Paul say? He said in 2 Corinthians 5 and verse 1, when the earthly part of this tabernacle is dissolved, we have a building of God, a house not made with hands,
Amen.
eternal in the heavens. What a provision God has made for His redeemed people in the midst of the storm that we're passing through and passing around this world today.
Yep.
And here we have Peter said, talking to believers in 1 Peter 1 on verses 4 and 5, he said, we have an inheritance, incorrupt and undefiled, fadeth not away, preserved in heaven for you, who are kept by the power of God. What a revelation that God has given to us day by day as we live and burn and shine for Him.
Amen.
Even an old chap, 95 years of age, can sit back and relax and enjoy all this. And what are we going to say about John? They thought they would silence the wee man and they put him away on the Isle of Patmos, alone. And they thought he was going to be silent, but no, my goodness, God came, tell him, give him revelation after revelation. And the greatest one that thrills me today is Revelation chapter 21 and verse 1, when he could say, I saw a new heaven and a new earth. For the first heaven and the first earth had passed away, and there was no more sea. And I, John, saw the holy city, New Jerusalem, coming down from God as a bride adorned for her husband. And I heard a voice out of heaven saying, the tabernacle of God is with men. I shall be their God, and they shall be my people.
Amen.
And John heard that voice saying, write, for these things are true and faithful. There shall be no more sighing, no more crying, no more pain, or no more death, for the former
Hallelujah.
things are passed away. And I love this that I got one time in a missionary meeting, and it's called My Old Bible. Though the covers be worn and the pages are torn, many places are traces of tears. More precious than gold is this book worn and old, that shudders and scatters my fears. When I prayerfully look in this precious old book, much pleasure and treasure I see, daily tokens of love from the Father above, who is dearest and dearest to me. This is my guide, a friend at my side. It lightens and brightens my way. Each promise I find soothes and gladdens my mind as I read it and heed it each day. To this book I will cling, of its worth I will sing, though losses and crosses be mine. For I cannot despair or surrender by care while possessing this book so divine.
Amen.
God bless you for calling to see me. Take my love to my spiritual home in Clonavon Avenue in the Elam Pentecostal Church.
Yep.
pastors, elders, deacons, and every co-worker in that assembly. May God bless you richly in the days and weeks and months and guide you safely through the storm we're passing through at the moment. God bless.
God bless Sam.